Guys, we got another weirdo wandered in off the street.
No, Rich.
Oh my god! I didn't recognize you at all with the mask on. So you're wearing that because we're watching superhero movies today?
We're watching superhero movies? I wear this because I have trouble connecting with people on an emotional level.
Da 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 da. It's Supergirl.
Supergirl. Super hot lady with Superman powers. All right.
Okay.
When the planet Krypton was destroyed in a cosmic holocaust. Oh.
You just found that out. This is news to you.
When the planet Krypton was destroyed in a cosmic holocaust that claimed its great civilization, Kal-El, known to Earth as Superman, was believed to be the only survivor. Until now.
What's going on?
Safely hidden in the void of inner space is the Kryptonian city of Argo, saved by the scientist Zaltar, and powered by the magical
Omegahedron.
But now the city's vital power source has been lost, and only one courageous person can retrieve it. Her name is Kara. On Earth, she is known as Supergirl. This is awful. This is awful to read. The entire back is in Comic Sans. Standing in her way is the evil sorceress Selena, Faye Dunaway, who has taken control of the fantastic power source with her now super-powered black magic. Okay, this is way too much to read. We're going to cut all this out.
Do you think Peter O'Toole and Faye Dunaway all excited to be in a Superman movie?
Oh, sure.
You know, and then they find out they're in Supergirl.
This is the international version containing 10 minutes of footage not seen in the US. So we get 10 more minutes of Supergirl. Come on, let's go.
I've never seen somebody so excited to watch crap.
I think he knows your cousin Clark. His name's Jimmy Olsen. I think he's real stuck on me. Anyways, I could ask him to bring a friend along.
Was there any purpose to that? Like, why is she just putting on a bra and stuffing it for no reason?
Oh, fuck if I know. I don't know.
Why was that
That's
happening?
what women do. That's what women do. I think that's all that was.
But she's Supergirl. She's not an Earth
What do
woman.
women do when they're alone?
Yeah.
Super boobs.
I think that's what that was.
But she doesn't know what women do.
All right.
Supergirl jumping out of the Popeye's chicken.
Well, let's see.
This reminds me of the Smallville fight in Man of Steel, actually. All this product placement and the destruction of this little town.
Oh, the product placement.
Okay, that's a Superman type thing to do.
Yep.
On the town? Yes.
All right, and then next up we have Captain America. Now, there have been a few Captain Americas. There was the new one,
Yeah.
the Avengers Captain America.
Yeah.
There was the 70s one where he had a motorcycle helmet.
Yeah.
But
Oh my God, is
there
that
was
it?
there was the 70s one where he had the motorcycle helmet.
Oh my God. Oh man, look how badass he looks.
But this is the oddball Captain America movie. This is the one where I think he has the plastic ears on the side of his head. This was made in the 90s. It was right during like the Batman '89. The
Also known as the awkward years for superhero movies.
Yeah. And when I was a child, at my theater, they had a poster for this, and it was just like they completely aped the Batman's advertising. It was just a picture of the Shield.
Oh, sure.
And it was in that theater, and it was in that theater for months. That poster. Every time I went to the movies, I saw it, and I was waiting for this Captain America movie to come out. I can't wait for this Captain America movie to come out.
Yep.
And it never came out.
This is exactly as exciting as an episode of Xena Warrior Princess.
But not as funny.
Not as funny and with a smaller budget. Yeah.
From the pages of Marvel Comics, Captain America takes to the screen in an explosive attempt to destroy his nemesis, Red Skull. Starring Ronnie Cox, Ned Beatty, Darren McGavin, Melinda Dillon, and Matt Salinger. And Matt Salinger, who I've just found out is the son of J.D. Salinger, which is really weird right there.
So it's going to be an entire movie of just like awkward moments in hotel bars and discovering who you are in your youth.
Much like J.D. Salinger, after he made this movie, his son just went into hiding in a cabin and never talked to anybody ever again.
Where did you say that launch site was?
Now we're talking.
Captain Charisma. Oh, he knocked over that miniature.
Is this also directed by Roger Corman?
Rich Evans, name me your favorite superhero.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man's
all right.
great.
Are we gonna watch Spider-Man?
No, we're gonna watch your other favorite superhero.
Yeah, Superman? Batman?
Okay, we're gonna watch nobody's favorite superheroes. Nobody likes these people. They keep making
I like the
movies.
Fantastic Four well enough.
This is the infamous Roger Corman produced Fantastic Four movie. No one has seen this movie legally, is the thing, because it was never released in any official format.
If I'm not mistaken, it was only made so that somebody could hold on to the movie rights for the Fantastic Four.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
A small German production company wanted to hold on to the movie rights after superhero movies were getting big, so they slapped this together for under $1 million. Okay, when an experimental space voyage goes awry, 4 people are forever changed by cosmic rays. Reed Richards, inventor and leader of the group, gains the ability to stretch his body and takes the name Mr. Fantastic. His girlfriend, Sue Storm, gains the ability to turn invisible and create force fields, becoming the Invisible Girl. Her little brother, Johnny Storm, becomes the Human Torch with the ability to control fire, including covering his own body.
I'm sorry, I zoned out as you were describing all of these things I already know.
Right. It's a Fantastic Four movie. They're going to go to space, get superpowers, and fight a guy in a metal helmet. What else do you need to know? But they're going to do it in hilariously low-budget fashion.
What the fuck?
That was their fight scene.
Tripping over motherfuckers.
Didn't they see the people in front of them?
Did he just knock that girl over when he opened the door? Is it weird that so far this is the best movie we've watched?
So far, this is charming, and it's interesting.
That's okay.
Everybody's trying a lot harder than either of those other 2 movies.
Than the movies that were intended to be released as movies.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we just got through watching a trilogy of superhero films, not necessarily with the effects that we expected, not with the outcome that we expected.
There were many surprises tonight.
Yeah.
Many surprises.
If you mean us being transported to a wonderful, fantastic world of superhuman abilities and escapism, I don't know. I think the intent was reached.
We watched these in descending order of budget.
We did.
And it turned out to be an ascending order of entertainment.
Well, now that's arguable in this area.
Okay, fair enough.
We're going to have to figure that out. But let's go ahead and start talking about Alexander Salkin Presents Supergirl. Jack Packard, would you like to talk about Supergirl?
I would love to talk about Supergirl all day long.
You're the only one that's excited about Supergirl. Yeah. This movie was fucking horrible.
It was way worse than I could have imagined.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I still loved it. Supergirl is about Superman's cousin, Kara Zor-El, or Kara...
What kind of fucking comic book dork are you?
Kara. Yeah, it's Kara. Superman's cousin Kara drops a magical energy MacGuffin through a wormhole that lands on Earth. So instead of having the old guy who knows how to travel to Earth and back go get it, she's like, I got this shit. She travels through Magic Egg and goes to Earth.
Should we have some explanation why she's got the costume?
Why does she have the costume?
Because Supergirl, guys.
Oh, Jesus.
Supergirl wears the costume.
This is the laziest thing.
Did the capsule bleach her hair?
Yeah. Also, I get but you know, she magically changes outfits, but that apparently is one of her powers because later we see go through the trees.
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
And she changes into a schoolgirl.
In stages, no less.
That's a very inefficient way of transforming your identity.
Okay, so she's got to get the MacGuffin back to save her planet because it is the energy source for this lost city of Krypton.
It's what's keeping them alive, right?
It's what's keeping the entire city running.
Well, okay, so she crash lands into the water and comes out as Supergirl in her Supergirl costume, but the MacGuffin orb coincidentally lands in Faye Dunaway's picnic,
That's right.
and who also happens to be dabbling in witchcraft, so this is very advantageous for her.
Immortality be upon this one. He is a sharer.
How?
Sun's everlasting.
I know exactly what this is. I haven't seen it before.
Yeah.
And presumably this is some kind of scientific artifact. But she's able to use it to fuel her magical shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah, she picks it up and
And we can't call it a magical plot. We can only call this magical shenanigans.
Yes.
They have nailed my desk drawers shut. Never in all my years as a schoolteacher. Come, Danvers.
What is she doing?
Typing up official shit.
I mean, in general.
That's the weirdest thing, is at this point in the movie, everything just comes to a halt story-wise. She decides to go to a all-girls private school.
And she goes through a lot of shit to fake her enrollment in this school.
Yeah, there's like 15-20 minutes devoted to just explaining how she gets enrolled in this school for no reason.
If this movie emphasizes anything, it's the fact that she's a girl, and she's more interested in frolicking with the bunnies. And,
Hey, who isn't?
and I can socialize with people. Yeah. These are the things she cares about. She doesn't care about finding the magic orb to save her people. She doesn't care about doing anything productive. She cares about being a girl.
Yeah, so at this point, the story completely comes to a halt. So we can turn into like a PG-rated Porky's movie with girls taking showers and shenanigans and pranks, and none of it has anything to do with anything related to saving her people.
Want to see them suffer.
Is she looking for the thing or what? What the fuck is she doing?
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
the crazy witch lady and her crazy witch best middle-aged friend discover a hot fella.
My prince has come. Oh no.
And they're like, oh, I need to have him in me. So, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
no, this is exactly what happens. Faye Dunaway sees this random guy she's never met before and says,
No, before she met this random guy, she's talking about ruling the world.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to worry about anything. We're gonna have control over everything. And then she meets the guy, and instantly,
she doesn't even meet him. She just sees him.
and that's all she cares about after that.
yeah. Well, to be fair, the first time you see this guy, he does have his shirt off.
Listen. I don't want to put Hart Bachner down. He's a handsome motherfucker.
He really is.
Let's not do that because he's a handsome-looking guy, and there's no reason that ladies shouldn't be chasing him. But what kills me about this is that it's like Faye Dunaway never left her house, and she's like, "Wait a minute, there's a hot guy in my town.
Yeah.
I need to make some formula to make that happen in my pants."
Oh, and by the way, when she finally gets to conquering the world, she can make a mountain appear. She gets an army of goons where it's just like, you couldn't get a man after this?
That's the proper sequence: is take over the world, then get laid.
She uses her magic witchcraft and the new orb thing that she's found to make this man fall in love with her.
He who drinks the water shall be in love with the first person he sees.
Does she have a plan to take over the Earth? Does she?
What the fuck is that?
What is she using the magical orb for?
Yeah, to take over the Earth.
But she's making a love potion for the guy she just met. That's all she's done.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what she's doing?
That's what she said, that whoever will drink from this will fall in love with the first person in the yada yada.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is what's going on in the movie.
So she's wasting time with that rather than taking over the Earth.
Listen, she is a strong, independent woman, and if she wants some lovin', don't hold that against her world domination plans.
Fuck everything. There's no plot.
No. No, there's a plot. They forgot about it.
Well, the whole idea with the potion or whatever it is that the first person that he sees, he will fall in love with, and Faye Dunaway assumes it will be her. But then he wanders away. There's something happens, and they get distracted, and he wanders into the town.
And apparently he doesn't see anybody else in this town.
But let me ask you guys this: how will this magic potion that'll make this hunky dude fall in love with Faye Dunaway? How does that help her conquer the world?
It doesn't.
Oh, she's a woman. She just cares about finding a man. This movie has done for feminism what Birth of a Nation did for equal rights.
Good God.
The bulldozer is going to steal the man that she desperately needs.
The last 45 minutes of this movie, the driving force behind it has been Faye Dunaway wanting to fuck a younger dude.
Yes. Yes.
Why is this a movie? This is awful.
This is awful.
This is so stupid.
The movie is one sexual-fueled cat fight.
We're basically done talking about the movie because eventually she gets it back. The end. That's all there is left to the plot because they just are chasing after this fucking guy.
Yeah, well
for like an hour.
then Faye Dunaway captures the guy to use him as bait to get Supergirl to her lair.
First Faye Dunaway is jealous because the guy fell in love with with Supergirl.
Well,
so because she's jealous about the man, Faye Dunaway sends an invisible monster.
Are they? She's fighting an invisible monster.
They couldn't afford a creature, so.
I'll say this: they did some great flying effects.
They did.
This is on par. That's another thing to point out is technically in visual effects wise, this is on par with the first two Superman movies.
Definitely, absolutely.
It looks like a movie. It just doesn't operate like a movie.
Well, the script is batshit insane.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the total problem with this movie. It's shot wonderfully. They spent a bunch of money on it. The actors are doing the best with what they're given.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Faye Dunaway does a decent job with some batshit insane.
Well, she's
fucking
hamming
lines.
it up in the same way that Gene Hackman hams it up in the other Superman movies.
Not inappropriately.
Right.
It's just that the script is just this hodgepodge mess of lady parts, essentially.
You can't just have Supergirl solve crimes and save people. Like, she has to fight for a man, right?
No one would believe that a woman could do all
The
this.
thought never even crossed their mind that it would be otherwise.
Exactly.
And it's not any sort of agenda, any sort of mean spirit. It's just like, of course she wants a man. Everybody wants a man.
It's innocent in the way that your grandparents accidentally slipping racial slurs is innocent. That's what this movie is.
Oh, God.
They don't know any better.
I don't know it.
She's in the woods. She's got to frolic with bunnies.
She's flying. She needs to fly by some ponies. I know girls love ponies. I will say, I mean, I watched this several times as a kid. I still kind of like it.
What did you see in it?
Oh God! No. I grew up on a farm, and we didn't have.
You can end it right there. I like Supergirl because I grew up on a farm. Cut.
What? Supposed to be stretching her?
I think so. I think so.
Terrible. Oh my God.
My God.
So the next movie we watched was a step down in the budget department, and it was Captain America. This is not the oldest Captain America, but not the newest Captain America.
No.
This is the middle Captain America.
This is the redheaded stepchild of Captain America films.
Starring a bunch of famous people and J.D. Salinger's kid. Jay, would you like to tell us about Captain America?
This Captain America is from 1990. It's directed by Schlock auteur Albert Pune, director of Doll Man and Cyborg and all sorts of horrible, horrible things. God rest his soul. And it stars J.D. Salinger's son as Captain America. who is an actor with the least charisma I've seen in quite some time.
Most famously known before this for a jock in Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yeah, he's a jock in Revenge of the Nerds.
Not the main jock, just a jock.
He's a jock, and it's an origin story. It's the classic origin story of Captain America, except now it looks like a cheap TV show, and it sucks. And that's the movie.
It's kind of an origin story because they gloss over a lot of things.
Well, that's the weird thing about it is we start in the 40s. We see how the Red Skull became the Red Skull. We see how.
I would like to note actually that scene is very well set up and pretty moving. That whole thing of like. He's playing piano at his home for his family.
So actually, yeah, we start in the 20s, 30s.
Yeah.
With Red Skull as a kid.
Yeah. So he's playing piano for his family, and the Nazis break in and steal him and shoot all of his family in front of him.
Yeah.
Which, holy shit. So that's
and then they put a big goofy mask on him and turn him into the Red Skull.
Yeah. But the beginning of that scene, and that's the opening of the movie, and that actually it feels promising until it happens.
Just hang around the kitchen.
Oh god, they're staring at each other.
The reveal shot of our hero is just a flat, wide shot of him just staring off at nothing in a kitchen.
Yeah.
Jay, if there's any sort of classic hero shot that I know,
it's a guy staring at his mom in a kitchen, in a tiny kitchen.
It's just a guy leaning on a counter.
Saying nothing.
That is night.
That is nighttime, yeah.
They have so much light blasting on her to make it look like daylight. Yeah.
So they take him off. He's got polio, right?
Yeah.
He's got a lip.
He's got a lip. They say he has polio. But that's how you express polio visually, is just give him a goofy limp. So they do the experiment on him to genetically enhance him or whatever. He's out of 60 people or something.
No, it was
he's
like
the best.
400.
Yeah.
Okay, out of hundreds of people, he's the best candidate for some reason.
Yeah.
The army, wouldn't they rather be building a device that would give people polio? They do not bother to explain at all how he got the costume.
Yeah, or the
how
shield.
How he got the shield. How he ended up on a military secret mission.
Or why he has awkward rubber ears over his real ears.
I guess he has a costume.
No explanation for that.
No. He just has a costume.
He's got a green jacket and hoodie on. Bright red gloves. And that's fucking lazy.
That's super lazy. Going along with the first movie.
Yeah, oh my god.
He just has the costume.
Which has little wings on it.
Yeah, you have to establish why he would be wearing this goofy costume.
The wings are acceptable. I mean, that's the costume. But the question is why he has the costume.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
The costume is not convenient for him in general. It's not really lined up with his eyes.
No,
properly.
there's an awkward space here where it's like he can't see out of his peripheral vision, which seems like it would be a detriment. But this genetic experiment, the best superpower that Captain America comes out of it with is the ability to pretend he's sick so he can steal people's cars.
Would you please pull over the car? I am going to get sick.
Hey! Captain! Are you okay? You
Oh, you're kidding. You're kidding.
You know what? That's the best superpower in the world. I can run slightly faster than an old man. What a dick!
All it needed was Captain America saying, yoink!
So Red Skull captures Captain America, ties him to a rocket towards Washington, directly to the White House, by kicking the flanges of the rocket.
Violently kicking.
Violently kicking, soars directly over the head of the future president, goes to Alaska, lodges in the ice, and gets frozen.
Yeah.
And there's a lot packed into this fucking scene.
Oh, you know what?
That's a good zoom, that 1940s camera.
It's such a good zoom that you can see on the other side of the rocket.
Is he?
What?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay, he's gonna get frozen, and then he's gonna find that kid all grown up. And
Yeah.
that'll be the thing.
All right.
That's what's gonna happen.
Shut the fuck up.
With a 50-year-old camera, the future president is able to take a clear picture of Captain America's face too, as he zooms by on the other side of a rocket.
You mean you were the little boy?
You know him?
What? I saw you way down there.
God, oh,
That is horrible. That's horrible.
He was in Washington, D.C., ended up in Alaska. He crossed over one person, crossing an entire continent.
Yeah, that whole sequence with the rocket, like, we use the word schlock a lot, but if you were to look up schlock in the dictionary, it would be that scene.
It's just zoom, bam, what?
there's some more schlock in this movie when they flash forward 50 years and the exploration team discovers him frozen in ice.
Oh, bye.
Oh.
What? He just breaks out of the ice block.
And then just runs away.
All he needed was the tiniest bit of defrosting.
Yeah.
Because he's a superhero.
He doesn't know where he's at or what's going on.
He doesn't stop to talk to anybody. Where am I? Can you help me? He's in Alaska. When we next see him again, he runs past a sign that says, Canada.
Yeah.
Northern Canada.
He ran all the way to Canada.
He's just wandering through the forest.
He's just gonna run all the way home.
Everybody that's looking for him knows where to find him at the exact same time.
Italians can find him. Ned Beatty can find him.
Well, Ned Beatty is understandable because it's Ned Beatty.
It's a shining moment in life, Ned Beatty.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Come on.
So Canada and Alaska are pretty big places, right? How did everybody just find him at the exact same time so quickly?
They're really, really big places.
And he wasn't even like just traveling, like he was just wandering the woods.
Oh my god.
This is where the movie got less interesting, though. We described everything that's funny, and then the movie gets dull for a while.
I know somewhere there's a wonderful love.
Hey! Hey, bud. Get a cigarette?
He's running away!
Oh, God,
This is terrible.
Captain America makes it back to his lady friend's house, who it turns out is old.
Oh yeah, and bad old age makeup.
Yeah.
Well, here's the question, though. Okay, you got the old love interest. She's old now.
And Nick Nolte.
It's not like when she was. It's not like in the 40s that girlfriend had a large role. You don't need to get that same woman in old makeup.
I think it would have more of an impact if it was an old lady.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, she got old. But here you're like, oh, there's an actress in old age makeup.
The question
and it looks
is
shitty.
The question is it cheaper to get another actress or to put makeup on the one you have?
We would have to ask Menachem Golem.
Menachem?
And then creepily, then the daughter of his girlfriend that she had after she thought Captain America was dead.
This is pretty hot.
She becomes the new love interest. So the love interest, if were things different, could have been his daughter.
Well, if I can't hit you, I'll hit your spawn. But so then they go to Italy to look for Red Skull and his daughter and her henchmen.
Then they go to Italy because they got tax breaks for shooting there.
And then the movie ends. That's pretty much it.
Well, Captain America has to throw up again.
Sharon, could you pull over for a minute? I think I'm gonna be sick.
Is he doing this again? Oh, no, he's...
Yeah! Oh my god!
Wait a minute, what are you doing?
That's his big move.
Thanks for my help.
You're stranding me in a foreign country. My mother just died yesterday.
You fucking asshole!
You could have at least done this in America.
Captain America sucks.
He's a dick.
I can't believe they did that twice.
I hope he does that to the Red Skull.
The Red Skull has him strapped to a rocket, and he's like, "Can you undo me from this rocket? I think I'm going to be sick."
Oh, well, I don't want to get it on my shield.
Oh!
You dick!
And then people punch each other for a while. There's lots of people just sort of punching each other.
Captain's punching Red Skull, the president's punching someone, the lady's punching a girl.
It's just lots of people punching.
Everybody punching
Yeah.
everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, God! You know what's funny, and this is going to be something of a transition? This looks like more of a Roger Corman movie than the Roger Corman movie we watched.
It really does. It really does.
Mr. President. Thanks.
Let's move on to the surprise hit of the night, the Fantastic Four. This is the Roger Corman Fantastic Four. Rich Evans, my friend, enlighten us about the Fantastic Four.
Well, this movie, I think tonight was the real diamond in the rough. I think everyone expected this to be horrible, and it was the most competent movie we watched.
Sorry, guy. Gotta run.
Oh no, he knocked down the styrofoam door.
This movie is the movie that never should have been made or seen. It was made solely so, I don't know what company it was. It was like a small German company.
Something like that, yeah.
It was made so whoever had the rights to the Fantastic Four movie could hold on to the rights. Yeah. So they just grabbed Roger Corman and they said, make us a Fantastic Four movie as cheaply as you possibly can.
Yeah. So the budget
With no intention of releasing it.
No intention of releasing it. It was made just so somebody could hold on to the rights.
So the budget was $1 million?
Budget was $1 million.
Something like that, yeah.
And it's a recipe for an absolutely terrible movie.
Well, that's the reputation it has.
That's the reputation
I've been
it has.
hearing about this movie
But
for 2 decades.
They genuinely tried.
Voila. Johnny, would you get me the tripod?
Well, that's the thing that teaches Leonard Nimoy about laserdiscs, right?
Interesting. A record player that produces beautiful sound and pictures through my TV.
When you're a sentient rock, it's hard to get work in Hollywood.
There's no filler, there's no pointless bullshit. You understand character motivation, you understand what everybody is trying to do.
And what everybody wants, you understand it, and they're making actions to accomplish these things they want to do.
In every scene has a purpose. Every single little thing moves the story along or moves the characterization along, almost like a movie should do.
Susan, that's it. You've got a problem with being shy, right? So, you vanish, get it? Johnny, you've always had a quick temper. Now, come on, ever since I've known you, right? You could call it fiery, so what happens?
I catch fire.
Exactly. And me, I've always had this problem. I just stretch myself thin all the time, trying to take care of everybody, trying to do everything at once. Too many things. Ben.
And Ben, you've always been made of rocks.
This movie is very comparable to the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four movie. They're both very cheesy. The only difference is budget. And we like this one because it's quaint and the cheese is justified because of the lack of budget.
Yeah. Well, this is one as we were watching it, we were noticing like the parts where what's his name? Reed Richards. When his arm stretches, it's shot in a way where it's like, okay, they don't have the budget to do this in, ways where they can do anything, so they're going to shoot it in sort of a creative way to get around that, and that makes it charming in a which is in opposition of the Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis movie where they can do anything with CG and it just comes across as lame.
Yes, exactly.
There's a charm to this that those don't have.
Speaking of which, the Thing costume in this is at least the equal of the Michael Chiklis costume.
I like this one better.
If not better. So there's a little animatronic action around his mouth. Otherwise, he's got some rocks. He looks great.
It looks great except for the tiny little arms. But other than his
like this,
other than his tiny little arms.
Awesome.
Get out of the road, rock monster!
I just want to go see this Neil Simon play.
Speaking of the costumes in this, they look like they were sewn by Roger Corman's wife. Yeah. But because we care about these characters and because they're trying, it works.
Yeah,
where,
it's okay.
You know, a complete opposite of Captain America, where he's got this crappy costume and he's a crappy actor and it sucks. Crappy costume, actual characters, written characters, it works.
Guess what, Rich? At least they bothered to introduce the costumes in this movie. As opposed to either of these where it's just like, oops, costume.
Yeah.
No, here, fucking Sue walks out and she's like, look at these costumes I made. They look like Halloween costumes, but this is my first time being a fucking superhero.
It was almost a running theme where the costumes just magically appeared.
Yeah, until we got here.
Until we got here. The shittiest movie, they bothered to explain that detail.
Well, what do you think?
Try again.
I wonder if there's more behind the story of why this was never released than we know, because this is a pretty competent movie. And it looks like the people that made it tried to do the best they could with the budget they have. And if this was something that was just made to hold on to the rights, I would think it would be much, much crappier than this.
Right.
So I don't know, there might be more to the story than we know.
Right, and the scuttlebutt was that they didn't tell the actors that it was just being made as a
They're
copy
trying.
thing. So they put all of it into it. And these guys, you looked them up, and it's like they are workers. They are people that do a lot of character work, a lot of bit parts, whatever, but like they are actors and they intend to work. And when you have workers in a Roger Corman movie, shit gets done.
I have the diamond and a friend of Mr. Grimm.
He is a hand actor.
Well, somebody.
He's trying. That's all he can do.
That's true. Otherwise, this would just be a flat shot of his face.
But that's okay, though.
Sure, I'm okay with it.
Oh no, nuclear test footage!
Stock footage!
You have 12 hours to surrender yourself.
He drew 12! Did he? He didn't. Did he? That's adorable. That's adorable.
That was adorable.
Was it backwards?
Yes! He drew 12 for him!
He drew 12 for him! He did!
I will say one of the weakest aspects of the movie, and this makes me wonder if this is a complete version, because the Thing is dubbed over, but Dr. Doom, it sounds like it's the on-set audio. It's very muffled, and sometimes you don't know what the fuck he's saying.
He sounds a lot like Bane.
Yeah, and that makes you wonder, like, did they just not finish the post-production on the movie, or if they did, why did they dub over the Thing and not him? Because it's really bad.
And here's the thing that honestly, it's a handicap, because you know that this is a finished movie. This is a finished movie. This was never supposed to be real, so you don't know if it's a finished movie.
And it's
still better. it's still way better than either of these movies, and you don't even know if it's done.
What's going on? Hey, what's
My favorite sound effect.
It's a curling NASCAR.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the walk to the store moment. Johnny Storm is discovering his heat powers and out of nowhere decides that he can fly.
Yeah, he can. I was actually wondering throughout the movie, I was like, okay, this is a limited budget. You see the little flame in his hand. We're never going to see him completely in flames in this movie. I was convinced we would not see it.
It's a really cheap effect when he's like, oh, flame on, and then like it explodes like a video sort of
it's very
static.
They use the exact same shot twice, too, when they're throwing a fireball.
Yes.
Flame on!
That's the same shot.
Yes. Exact same shot.
Eventually, we need the full body flame on reveal of the Human Torch.
I didn't think we were going to get it.
I did not.
And well, like I said, I've seen this one before, and so I knew it was coming. And it is reboot-esque CG.
Whoa. You're doing a disservice to Reboot.
Flame on!
Wait, he's...
Oh, firebud.
He's traveling faster than light now?
Yeah. I knew it was going to happen, but it didn't. Ow!
That is not state of the art for 94. It's the worst. It reminds me of that internet video, Walk to the Store, where the guy's like all glitching out on purpose. It's the worst.
Like that.
That's really
The
bad.
Human Torch in general was the worst aspect of this movie.
Yeah, the actor was the Jar Jar Binks of this movie.
I thought it was Denny from The Room. He was the love child of Denny from The Room and the Underwears guy.
From The Room.
Also from The Room.
Oh, man, guys! Oh, jeez! Oh, my God, to see you! Could you believe that? Oh, God, that was unbelievable! What a ride, huh? Oh, I can't believe it! We're here, huh?
Dude, we almost died.
Look at you.
It's not cool.
This is a great example of a bad movie and a B movie. You know, because the B movie gets thrown around a lot. This is a perfect example of them working with a crazy limited budget and being a little cheesy and being a little, like, for the time,
a lot cheesy.
being a lot cheesy. But, you know, for the time we were talking, like, Jurassic Park came out this year. You know, like, for the time, these effects are laughable, but it's what they had. So this is a classic B movie, not a bad movie.
And now compare that to Supergirl, where you have a big budget, you have world-class actors. You have Peter O'Toole, you have Faye Dunaway. These are people that have won Oscars. This is a big deal. And that movie is a piece of shit.
Yes.
Because the script
embarrassing piece of shit.
Because the script is just completely fucked.
Yeah.
And like you could afford to hire these great people to say this dumb shit.
Polish a turd.
Yes. Where you get all the way over here and you could hire nobody more expensive than George Gaines.
Yeah, George Gaines shows up.
Which is great.
Which is wonderful.
He spends a scene in there. But like you could hire nobody more expensive than him and everybody gives their fucking all to that movie. And that makes the complete difference.
Yeah, it really does.
That's obnoxious.
I love the spinning.
I like the spinning. Oh, that's obnoxious.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
So let's do. I don't think any of us really want to break any of these movies, which is rare.
We have the power to do that.
Yes, we do.
Sometimes movies are not worth destroying, and none of these made us miserable.
I'd be okay with breaking Supergirl, but I know everybody else isn't.
Now.
So
I like to think that we only destroy a movie when it is insulting to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of these were entertaining to watch. It was fun to watch it and be like, why is it?
And
what is happening?
It is an insulting movie as far as sexist content is concerned, but it did not insult me as a viewer. Like you should watch this to know how not to write a lady.
yeah. In fact, just retitle it and release it that way.
Yes. Yeah. How not to write a lady. I mean, best of the worst for me is obviously Fantastic Four. It was charming and competent and just that old school schlock. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am pretty much in the same boat. This cost way more than $1 million. This cost way more than $1 million. $1 million spent on that movie, and it is great for what it is.
Yeah.
The Fantastic Four is like a high-quality chef took shit ingredients and made an appetizing meal.
Oh, it's like my fancy Iron Chef where they have Cheetos.
Yes, this is Iron Chef with Cheetos.
Yes.
And this is somebody.
The only ingredients, Cheetos.
This is somebody taking filet mignon and somehow they're making ramen noodles.
And then what's that?
That is just.
That's ramen noodles.
That's rice crackers. This is rice crackers.
Yeah. Okay. That's McDonald's. That's barely food, but it's cheap.
Yeah. I would rank them Fantastic Four. As insulting as this was, it was insulting to my intelligence, insulting to my sensibilities, but it was more entertaining than this, which was mostly just boring.
Yeah. The second half was boring.
1, 2, 3.
I'm with everybody else. Fantastic Four was the best, obviously. I think technically Captain America is a better movie, but I was less entertained by it than I was Supergirl.
Yeah.
Because Supergirl was just so bad and so stupid. The script for that movie was just the worst thing.
Yeah.
This is not a good movie. Technically, this is not as good of a movie as Supergirl, but man, Supergirl was just awful.
Just terrible.
So I guess the moral of the night is that sometimes the underdogs can win.
Oh, that's sweet.
This Fantastic Four movie is so much better than its reputation.
Yes. See it with an open mind. Look past the budget.
See it with an open mind and an open heart.